Moving on to Toronto or Toronto, we were talking about earlier, depending if you pronounce it the local way or not. But thank you everybody once again for joining this Canada Specialist Program webinar. Sonya, on behalf of Destination Toronto, please take it away.
Thanks so much. Well, it's so much fun to get to go into some detail on Toronto today. Toronto sits on the North Shore of Lake Ontario, and it's an exciting, diverse city. It's the provincial capital, the largest city in Canada, and the 4th largest city in North America. And the question of population is a bit complicated depending on what boundaries we use, but basically the Greater Toronto Area has about 6.7 million people. Now, Canadians have a reputation for politeness, and true to form, for many years, Toronto the Good was the city's nickname and a nod to Victorian era primness. However, over the last decade or so, Toronto's found a certain swagger thanks to our proud hometown ambassador, Drake, who dubbed the city the Six as a nod to our telephone area code, as well as the star-studded Toronto International Film Festival, which is one of the most important on the film festival circuit, and most recently the Toronto Raptors, who were crowned the NBA champions in 2019 and made us all basketball fans. With rapidly sprouting skyscrapers transforming the downtown, a vibrant cultural diversity, and plenty of waitlist restaurants, Toronto is ready for its close-up. But first things first, before we talk about experiences, I just want to share a couple of tips for your visitors, because Toronto is the gateway and it's where most Ontario journeys will begin. So a few years ago, the Up Express train between Toronto Pearson International Airport and downtown Toronto opened. It takes about 25 minutes and it costs about $12 each way. So it's a fast and economical way to travel from the airport to downtown. And then from Union Station, it's an easy taxi ride to most downtown hotels. And the lower picture on this slide is actually a streetcar. So we have a subway system and streetcars, and it's really easy to get around Toronto using public transit. Some of the signature attractions in Toronto include cultural attractions like the Art Gallery of Ontario and the Royal Ontario Museum. There are also loads of family-friendly attractions such as Ripley's Aquarium of Canada, Casa Loma, the Hockey Hall of Fame, and just outside of the downtown core, there are major attractions like the amusement park, Canada's Wonderland, the Toronto Zoo, and the Science Centre. I really recommend getting around on a hop-on, hop-off city sightseeing tour. And of course, everybody must visit the CN Tower. Now, for the daring, the Edge Walk is highly recommended. It's a full circle hands-free walk on a 1.5 meter wide ledge up on top of the main pod of the CN Tower. It's definitely a bucket list experience, but of course you do not have to hang from the building. If you don't want to, you can ride the elevator to the observation level and check out the glass floor. And I also recommend dining at the 360 restaurant, which completes a full rotation every 72 minutes. So you can get all your views of the city while you're eating. We had a brand new attraction open in 2021 called Little Canada, which is actually like, I mean, you can see here miniatures that have been created representing like all parts of Canada. And it was sort of someone's idea and a labor of love, and it's become a really cool attraction. Now, Toronto is known for its distinctive neighborhoods that showcase cultural heritage. I mean, we have Little India, Little Italy, Little Portugal, you get the idea. Also lots of trendy neighborhoods like Yorkville with its upscale retailers and hotels, the trendy gay village, the bohemian Kensington Market with its vintage stores and ethnic eateries. And honestly, the joy of Toronto is exploring the neighborhoods and finding these intriguing gems like Graffiti Alley in the Queen West neighborhood. Super cool. Toronto's food scene captures a lot of attention because, again, we have over 200 cultures represented in the city. So you can literally eat your way around the world. And that multicultural mix is reflected in the restaurants. There are lots of really cool foodie tours. People can visit the historic St. Lawrence Market. They can have a Canadian female bacon sandwich, which is sort of one of our quintessential foods. And some of Canada's best restaurants, of course, are in Toronto. We also have fabulous shopping. I already mentioned the premium boutiques that can be found in Yorkville. We have famous shopping malls like the Toronto Eaton Centre and the luxury shopping center Yorkdale. And we also have a couple outlet malls. This is Queen Street West and basically everything King Street West. Basically everything you see in this picture is actually restaurants, and this is also in the theater district. This is Young Dundas Square. This is actually, my office is in the building on the right-hand side, and I'm starting to go back there a little bit more often, which is nice because on the left-hand side is the Eaton Centre. And I do miss the shopping at the Eaton Centre. Now, despite the fact that Toronto is Canada's largest city, it's still really easy to connect with nature. It's a very walkable city. There's 20,000 acres of parkland, ravines, urban beaches, lakeside bluffs. You're never far from green space. We definitely always recommend harbor cruises for the best views of the city skyline. And a popular option for locals and visitors is to jump on the ferry to the Toronto Islands, which are car-free. Rental bikes are a great way to explore. And it's just, the Toronto Islands are just this beautiful oasis, just a few minutes away from the city. Actually, right now we're in the short but very beautiful cherry blossom period in southern Ontario. And this is Sugar Beach, which is actually in downtown Toronto. We have popular festivals and events throughout the year, including Caravana, which is pictured here, the Toronto Film Festival in September. We have an Indy car race in the summer. And Toronto's also a hotspot for professional theater. So if you have clients that are interested in Broadway musicals, please look up Mervish Productions, which operates several key theaters in the city. I mentioned our professional basketball team earlier. We actually have 8 professional sports teams in the city, including our beloved Toronto Maple Leafs, the hockey team, and the Toronto Blue Jays baseball team, and several others. Now, in terms of accommodation, of course, we have a wide range. I'll mention the iconic Fairmont Royal York, which is located directly across from Union Station. It's the picture on the top left. It's been totally renovated over the last few years, just gorgeous. Actually, the picture in the bottom left is the library bar, and it was also in the video that you saw. It's just lovely. We have a growing number of luxury properties, including the new flagship Four Seasons Hotel Toronto. The Four Seasons brand started in Toronto, and the innovative, sustainable One Hotel Toronto, which is the only one hotel in Canada. We have moderately priced properties downtown as well. And if clients are finishing up a fly drive, there are many branded properties at various price points near the Toronto airport as well. Here's some folks on an evening harbor cruise. These are just a couple slides with a variety of pictures that I thought you guys might like to see. And I think for you guys, most of your clients are going to be coming in summer and fall, but winter is a beautiful and a magical time to visit the city. One of the few cities in the world where we actually have an extraordinary number of indoor and outdoor ice rinks, and it's very easy for visitors to rent skates at many of the city's rinks. And Destination Toronto, I do want to draw your attention to their website, which has a really extensive and really interesting, I mean, of course, it's mostly a consumer site. And I actually truly enjoy checking it out myself because there's lots of insider tips and ideas. And they also have a travel trade section that you might find useful.